Hello and welcome to my first travel video. After thinking about it for a while, I decided not to upload a few RAWs as usual, but to try something different. I hope you enjoy watching and feel free to leave your opinion in the comments. If you liked the video, I would really appreciate a thumbs up down below. But now, let's finally get started. Me and a friend have decided to go on a little trip. It should take 4 days and the destination until departure unknown. So that is me. There are hardly any shots of me, as I was standing behind the camera in most cases. And this is my mate Manuel, probably the most gifted dismounting expert since motorcycles were invented. We just thought, let's go where it's nice and the weather is fine. We chose a nearby gas station as our meeting point. Out of habit, however, I rode to the first gas station around the corner, filled up and checked the tire pressure. After that, I rode straight to the actual meeting point. Now, let me introduce our motorcycles. A Kawasaki Vršič 650 built in 2020. And probably the most beautiful color that Kawasaki has ever brought out for this model. And this is Manuel's bike, a super reliable 2003 Honda CB600F Hornet. After treating ourselves to a coffee, we headed south to Slovenia. At this point, we didn't know exactly where we were going, as we decided to make this a spontaneous decision. After crossing the border into Slovenia, we simply decided to head southwest. It's important to know that we decided, smart as we are, to ride without the GPS. Because anyone can do it with a sat-nav, right? Of course, we got lost for the first and not the last time. Manuel doesn't really like riding on gravel, but we thought it would only be a short stretch anyway, because of the roadworks you can see in the video. It turned out that the route was a few kilometers long and took us up a small pass with a stunning view. We spent more than 1.5 hours on this detour, and it was worth every second. That is the beauty of unpaved roads. They usually lead to wonderful places with little traffic and lots of nature. Once we were back on tarmac, we rode further west, trying to avoid busy roads as much as possible. We kept finding stretches of road with wonderful scenery and slowly made our way towards the Vršič Pass, which we chose as our next waypoint. After more than half the day had passed, we finally reached the Vršič Pass. This pass is the highest pass open to general traffic in Slovenia and is the link between Kranjska Gora and the Soča Valley. The top of the pass is just over 1,600 meters and there are over 50 hairpins between one end and the other. If you're in the area, you absolutely have to ride over it, although you should probably expect relatively high traffic in the summer months. And while we were talking about traffic, in the Soča Valley we were a little annoyed by the traffic for the first time. It seems as if every camper, classic car driver and hiker has to drive through this valley. Just like us, of course. So we passed through as quickly as possible without even looking at the wonderfully blue river. But I think we'll find a bluer one in the coming days. As it was already relatively late and we had already been on the bikes for 10 hours, we just made sure we were on the right track to our first accommodation. That was part 1 of our little trip south. In the second part we finally reached the sea, are even more annoyed by the traffic than here at the end, and the quality of the footage is a bit better as I filmed more with my GoPro and didn't have Manuel's China cam footage to work with, which he kindly made available to me. With this in mind, thank you Manuel for the footage and thank you guys for watching. Keep an eye on the channel so you don't miss the second part. See you soon.